What's up, 9to 5preneurs? It's Lamika, and welcome to the Fruition Factor podcast. That's what's up. This is a weekly podcast. Sometimes I will have a guest, but this week it's just me, and we are just talking about. I attended a AI virtual summit, and I have been using AI tools for a while. ChatGPT is my go-to. I have been using them for a while, and they weren't that good, and I'm not good at trying to figure things out. I need to use it. The only perhaps AI tool that I have used consistently would be Canva, because I have been using Canva since they came out. The progress since they came out is amazing. That's probably the one tool that I use in my business that is consistent, that I have used from the very beginning, and I never cancel my subscription. I just weathered the storm. Some of these other tools, and there's one that I used to use and I can never think of the name of it. It was good for writing blogs and that kind of thing. But that tool seemed like it was way too hard, so I canceled it. But ChatGPT is one that I primarily use, but I knew I needed to be better at prompting. So when I came across this virtual AI summit, I decided that I am definitely going to take the day off so that I can be fully immersed in this summit. Now, I didn't realize the summit was going to go all day. I thought it would be like till probably 1 o'clock or something like that, max 3 o'clock. But baby, that thing went on and on. And I made the mistake of joining the Telegram, and that Telegram was going off. I was like, oh, I got to delete this. Because while I do network, I don't like networking in that kind of a way. So I did that. But anywho, I attended the AI summit, and I think she calls herself, or somebody named her, the Queen of AI. It was a really good summit. For it to be free, I went into it thinking, okay, how much are they going to upsell me? Because I've attended so many of these things. Are they really going to give you information, or are they just there to sell you something? I had a feeling from watching her other videos that she was definitely going to share some things with me on the free summit that I didn't already know. And that was definitely the case. I've already implemented some of the things that she talked about from just seeing her videos on YouTube. And then she gave some even more information at the AI summit. I've already implemented those things. And so I found it to be very useful. There is a lot of upselling going on there. While the summit was free, there was a upsell. If you wanted, you could just join free. And then they had a VIP, and then they came out with a platinum. So I automatically signed up for the VIP because I knew I wanted the recordings just in case I wasn't able to attend the full day or the activities. So I did upgrade to the VIP. I mean, it was only, I think, like $48 or something like that, so that I could get the recordings and be able to go back and look over them at my own speed. So that was really good. And then obviously doing that, let me back up. So before I ever even knew about the AI summit, I knew that they were going to be having a live event in Atlanta coming up at the end of the month. And I wanted to know, hey, what's the difference between the live event and the virtual AI summit? I was in the Facebook group. They never responded. And a lot of times I think it's because they're just trying to fill it out. I think a lot of creators don't really have their product. They see what people want, and then they create the product as it goes. Because I noticed that when I came across it, it was on Eventbrite, and then they had their own landing pages and all this kind of stuff. And I have my thoughts as to how that came about, because they connected with someone of the podcast that I kept seeing them on. It's kind of like they're all in this podcast circuit of the same people, and they just go from podcast to podcast. And so she was working with someone who's a coach, and I believe that they're probably swapping services where he's coaching her, because I can definitely tell a difference in like her landing pages and the upsells and all that kind of stuff. The live event was what I was interested in, because she seems like she is a great teacher. She's actually showing you how to do things. So they got me, but they didn't get me in a bad way. They got me. I did sign up to go to the live event and to be a part of their group that they have in helping you create a product. It's called AI Fuel Profits or something like that. I'll put the link below. But so far, I have found that the summit was definitely good. Like I said, I've used the AI tools, not just ChatGPT, but I've created a storybook and utilizing that. I'm going to be utilizing that for my nonprofit. Also for presentations like Gamma, there were things that I wasn't using that I was able to get information on, and to be able to already share that with some fellow entrepreneurs that I know were looking for things. Now I got to figure out how to monetize monetize this? Because that's the part I have all this knowledge, but I don't know how to monetize it beyond myself. So yeah, so that was AI tools. That's the thing that I'm working with. And I think it is definitely a benefit. I'm figuring out how to add AI tools to my mobile home business, especially as it relates to being able to respond to my Spanish speaking customers, because it has been hard to hire someone for that. But I know that there's an AI software out there that I'm going to be able to use to answer my phones and to be able to communicate with my Spanish speaking customers. So I'm really excited about that, which leads me to my next thought is like, what's the tool of the week? So for me, the tool of the week that I'm in love with this week, obviously it is Canva, but just AI tools in general. The AI tools that I use on a weekly basis are definitely ChatGPT. I also use Descript, which is what we use to edit videos with. Descript is one where I probably signed up not too long after they got started and it was clunky. I canceled, came back, and now I'm back. Okay. So that's a tool that I use. So Descript is definitely an AI tool that I use a lot. And then the other tool that I use a lot, which is to take my long form videos and break them down into shorter form videos. That tool is called Quazo.ai. I have no idea if I'm saying that name right because that wasn't the original name when I was using the tool. So I think it's called Quazo.ai. I'll be sure to put those links below. But those are the AI tools that I used. And after being at this summit, there are some other ones that I am going to be using to create some tools that I want to offer for the entrepreneurs that I work with for my accountability program. So that'll be coming soon. Those are my tools of the week. I'll be sure to put those in the notes down below. And what am I going to do this week to move forward? That's a good question. I have many projects going on. So my focus is I will be attending the AI Fueled Profits Live in the coming week. I don't know when this podcast is aired. Maybe I will have already been there or I will be there when it airs. I'm not real sure, but I am going to be attending the AI Fueled Profits Live. There is a kickoff call before that I'm going to attend so that I can be well prepared when I go to the summit. My goal for when I leave the summit is to create an app for my accountability program. So that is what I am working towards this week to increase my fruition factor, what I need to have for when I go to the live event so that I can leave that event with a good basis of my accountability program app. So that is one of the things that I will have for my fruition factor to move it forward. So I guess the question that I forgot to ask at the beginning was, did I increase my fruition factor last week? And my answer to that is yes, I did. It's either a yes or a no. It's a do or do not. And I did. So I'm excited that I increased my fruition factor last week. Did you increase your fruition factor? Did you do something that was imperfect? It's all about taking imperfect action because sometimes we just overthink it. So we are taking imperfect action. So that's what we talked about last week is, are we taking imperfect action? Did you do that or not? Did you give yourself a yes or a no? All right. So yeah, that's what I have this week for the fruition factor. I mentioned on last week's episode that I was going to be setting up where you can ask me a question or what are you having trouble with in your entrepreneurial journey? What are some obstacles or sharing your wins? I definitely always love a win, but if there's an obstacle or if there's something that you think that you're missing to be able to move forward in your business, definitely leave me a message on SpeakPipe. I haven't set it up yet at the time of this video, but I've started it. So I'll be sure to put that link below. I love for you to either share your win or share a challenge that you may be having in your business. I love to be able to share a resource with you that may be able to get you over that hurdle. Until next week, that's all I got for this week's episode of the Fruition Factor podcast. So go out there, plan your week so that you can increase your fruition factor. And until next week's podcast, peace. Talk to y'all later.